My name is Samantha Hall-Saladino, and I'm the Executive Director at the Fulton County Historical Society in Gloversville, New York. Welcome to my kitchen, and welcome to our next installment in our Time Travel Kitchen series. Today we'll be exploring the history of food rationing during World War II and the ways Americans creatively worked with limited ingredients to get the most out of their ration points. Then we'll make a simple cake recipe that's a perfect sweet treat just in time for Valentine's Day. During World War II, the Office of Price Administration, or OPA, oversaw rationing. The OPA relied on local ration boards to help ensure that citizens understood the system and didn't abuse it. Locally, we had two ration boards. There was one for the city of Gloversville, located on South Main Street, and another that oversaw the rest of Fulton County, which was located in Johnstown. The boards also distributed ration booklets and stamps and collected information from the community. Everyone, from babies to senior citizens, received a ration book and stamps. It didn't matter if you had the money to pay for a rationed item. You were also required to present the stamps, or you couldn't purchase it that week. Change was given in the form of tokens, each worth 1 point. Red was for meats and fats, and blue was for processed food. Sugar, imported from the Japanese-occupied Philippines, became the first food item to be rationed in May of 1942. Butter, margarine, shortening, and other cooking oils were added to the ration list in March of 1943. Dairy was also rationed, along with cheese and canned milk. Food shopping and meal preparation fell to American women, who were the overseers of all things domestic. Rationing made shopping and meal planning more difficult, but the expectation for healthy, balanced meals remained the same. Not only that, but many women were entering the workforce for the first time and now had to try and accomplish all of this on top of a job. Women were assisted and encouraged in this endeavor by a different kind of propaganda: cookbooks and magazines. Ration cookbooks were published by a number of different brands and groups. They were all upbeat and positive to reassure women and home cooks that they could make nutritious and delicious family meals with limited ingredients. Today we'll be making wacky cake. It's also known as crazy cake, war cake, and depression cake. Though this recipe goes by many different names, it might be familiar to those who grew up in the 1950s. The origins of this recipe most likely date back to the Great Depression, and it's made without using milk, butter, or eggs, so it was a perfect option for 1940s housewives dealing with rationed foods. I also love this recipe because I hate doing the dishes, and the entire thing is made right in the baking pan, so there's minimal cleanup. Start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees. For this recipe, you'll need 1.5 cups of flour, a 1/3 cup of cocoa powder, 1/2 teaspoon each of baking soda and salt, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 tablespoon of vinegar, 6 tablespoons of vegetable oil of your choice, and 1 cup of water. In a lightly greased 8-inch baking pan, sift the flour, cocoa, baking soda, and salt. Next, add 1 cup of sugar and using a fork, combine all of the dry ingredients together. Once everything is well mixed, create 3 wells and add the vanilla, vinegar, and oil into each. Finally, add the 1 cup of water over all of the ingredients, trying not to spill like I did, and mix well until thoroughly combined. This part did take a little bit of patience, and you want to make sure you really get into all of the edges of your pan so that there are no surprise pockets of dry ingredients in your cake. Bake for 35 to 40 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. Mine did take about 40 minutes to finish baking. I chose to decorate my cake with a simple dusting of powdered sugar, but you can also frost it if you'd like. I've included the World War II recipe for a sugarless icing from Rumford baking powder in the description box, but you can, of course, use any modern recipe or store-bought frosting that you like the best. Did you try this recipe? Let us know. Post your photos on our Facebook page or tag us on Instagram. All of our social media information can be found in the description box below. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Time Travel Kitchen.